what's up? Today we are test riding something that's pretty home to me, the Kawasaki Ninja 650. This thing looks sick. Real quick shout out to Macomb Powersports for making this video happen. They've been letting me come in here and test ride a ton of bikes. Super friendly and knowledgeable staff here. So if you're in the market for a new motorcycle, come check these guys out. But yeah, right now we've got a Ninja 650 that we're reviewing. I regularly ride a 400, so this is similar to that, but actually way different. The 650 is going to be more of the upright, I don't want to say comfort, but comfort version of the 400 with a lot more power. So bike is definitely heavier. You're gonna notice that right off rip. Still got a lot of top weight. Not a super tall bike, but taller than your average cruiser, so shorter riders, keep that in mind. Cockpit very similar to most Kawasaki's, a little bit tighter handlebars here. Feels very sporty. Sits you a little bit more upright than the 400 in my opinion, and I could be wrong on that, but feels like it sits a little bit more upright, but still in a sporty position, still a little bit forward. Let's start this thing up. Oh, also found out this mode, super cool. If you hold this down, it switches from a day and night mode or a bright and dark mode. Gear indicator on the left side, we love that. There's traction control on this thing as well. Let's feel how responsive this thing is. Pretty responsive, feels good. Turning radius feels good. It's pretty well balanced, doesn't feel too difficult to turn and whatnot. All right, let's get this thing out on the road. This is a 650cc sport bike. This is not a beginner bike. Let me just put that out there. If you're a beginner watching this video, continue to the end if you're actually curious, but probably start on something a little bit smaller. I would highly recommend a 400 to anybody just starting out. It is a way more appropriate bike for a beginner. Windscreen helps a bit. It is a pretty windy day here and I don't feel a ton of it. Not gonna go on that dirt road because this is not gonna be the dirt road bike. We're gonna probably get a little bit of stop and go traffic up here, which is great. I'm gonna try not to turn too much so my 360 camera doesn't hit the ground. On a 650, this thing has a ton of power, ton of speed. I did not break the law there by going too fast. It's not super nimble, it's a little bit bigger, but you know, for any sport bike, it's gonna be more nimble than a cruiser. It's pretty easy to whip around, whip through traffic if you ride in a place where lane splitting is legal. Turn around here. So braking, keep in mind this is a heavier bike. It's gonna take a little bit more to come to a complete stop. Slow speed, stop and go. This isn't the most fun bike for that, but it is pretty light, and if you're not a short rider, it's not going to be horrible. It's got enough power you can just use a little friction zone to move you. You're not going to have to pull the throttle a ton when you're letting off the clutch to get it moving, so that's always nice. But easy to manage. It's a bigger bike, but it's not huge. It's not super heavy, so at slower speeds it's not bad. And just a quick thing, sport bikes are like, the community behind sport bikes is amazing. We just got our lane taken. We just got took over by this minivan here. Alright, not a ton of fast moving traffic up here. It's a windy day, so I'm trying not to judge too hard on the wind, but at 70 miles an hour, this bike is still a little shaky, but it could just be because of the wind. So it feels pretty stable, way more stable than the 400, but I am a little bit more upright, so my body's taking a little bit more of the wind, which is making it feel a little less stable. I'm not going to take this thing up to 100 miles an hour. This is not my motorcycle. This is a motorcycle that belongs to Macomb Powersports. It is for sale, so if you want this exact motorcycle, stop on in, take it for a test ride. But these video reviews are not for my need for speeders. I'm not the kind of rider that needs to go 100 miles an hour to have fun. I do like to accelerate fast. This bike will get you out of any sticky situation very fast. You can punch it, and it's gonna do what you want it to do in terms of getting speed when you need it. As far as speeding on this thing, that's not really what I'm here for. That's not really what this review video is for. But with that being said, you will have no problems getting in trouble on this thing. This Mustang thinks I want to race because I'm on a sport bike. You'll get that a lot. Let's talk about who this bike is for. This bike is for slightly more advanced riders, not my beginners. Again, this is not a beginner bike. Do not start on a 650. This is going to get you in trouble or hurt, and we don't want either of those things. We want to stay out of trouble and not hurt. So this is going to be for my intermediate to advanced rider, somebody who maybe is ready to move up from a 400 but doesn't necessarily want something bigger. There's no reason to go bigger if you're not comfortable, if you don't feel safe. There's honestly no reason to go above a 650 realistically. After 650, it's a luxury after there. Now keep in mind, like I say in every single one of these test ride videos, any of these bikes can kill you. There's you know that you have to respect the machine, and this is a hell of a machine underneath me right here. Even though it's just a 650 to some people, just a 650 is enough to throw you off the back end. So just ride safe out there, guys. If you're looking for something fast, something a little more comfortable, this is not, and in my personal opinion, I don't think any sport bikes are great for long distance rides. With that being said, I think this sport bike is better than a lot of sport bikes for a long distance ride. The nice thing about this one, and why I say I don't recommend sport bikes for long distance rides, is because they're not very comfortable. So if you're planning on doing long rides and you're just commuting on a motorcycle, maybe look into a cruiser. If you're looking for something that's fast and you're looking for something that's fun and quick and you can rip around with your friends who also have fast, fun bikes, this is for you. You know, the sport bike scene is huge, especially where I'm from, and I see the need for these. I see the desire to have these. They're super cool looking bikes. The cool thing about the Ninjas specifically, the aftermarket options are incredible. The aftermarket options are never ending for bikes like this. These bikes are a ton of fun. So with that being said, ride safe. Another huge shout out to Macomb Powersports for letting me ride this. I'm a little bit fatigued. My ass hurts a little bit, but this is my third bike of the day, so that could be that too. But keep in mind, these are not as comfortable as your cruisers, but these are pretty sick. So that's my review of the Ninja 650. Hope you liked it. This bike is awesome. This bike feels great, especially the new one with all the features.